It's what our diggers did back in '42 in most horrendous circumstances that I think people need to know, respect, and walking the track's a big part of understanding of what they did.
Probably the opportunity to have a physical and mental challenge.
I think anyone should do it. Like, I think a lot of high schools should make their kids do it from like year 10 or 11, I reckon.
Personal achievement, the historical side of it.
And seeing Kurt Fernley do it inspired me to give it a go.
Anyone who's ever had a glimmer of a thought of doing the Kokoda Track before, anyone who's got any military history interest or just looking for an adventure that is soul satisfying.
I think a track record is very, very important. You don't want a poor experience when you walk Kokoda. You want to have something you're going to remember and remember well.
I think for support and ongoing support, both leading up to it, during and after.
Correspondence straight away, Zoom straight back at me from Getaway.
Support, backup, information.
My wife came across Getaway and then we did training walks with them, and then so we got to know our people we're going on a trip with before we even went over to Kokoda.
The ability to have some training walks leading up to it, so we had those opportunities every month to catch up with people that had recently done the trek.
When I first rung Deb, I honestly looked at a couple of different companies and just the warmth of the voice over the phone.
The local people actually look to work for Getaway. I think because they're treated so well, because it's important employment for them and important income.
A lot of them do the trek to put their kids through school, help educate their kids. I think mainly is what they did it for.
I can't say enough about the interaction between Getaway and the locals, and right from the get-go when we arrived in Port Moresby to going out and meeting the boys.
They'd give you the shirt off their back.
The rapport there was clearly obvious that there's a lot of care and respect.
Just the care and the love in the dynamics between everybody, whether it be at the start of the trek, during the trek, or even at the completion of the trek. There's a lot of respect both ways.
So we did it with one of the owners, Deb, and all the boys call her mum, and they're like her boys, so she looks after them and they have so much respect for her. And
all rubbish is removed, campsites are cleaned up.
Really conscious about litter, rubbish, treating the track with the respect it's deserving.
You don't even know that we've been there camping like every night. Like, the boys go ahead and set up camp before you arrive that day, and when you go on the next day there's no trace of us being there. And
Attentive to the needs of the country and of the people as well. Given that some of our fees, our costs of our trek go back into the country and the Kokoda Track Fund.
Respectful is a big word and it carries a lot of weight.
Dawn service at Isharava Anzac Day 2012. Had a really emotional service with my daughter there.
At Isharava, the ceremony, we were there for Anzac Day last year. That was awesome.
Isharava sits above and you look through the Kokoda Gap, and right down in the distance you can see the Kokoda village.
Isharava at the dawn service, the memorial, very emotional. You go through a world of emotions.
the dawn service at Isharava, that was amazing.
We had a bugler from the Australian Army who trekked up from Kokoda the previous day.
Just sort of made you feel like you were there and you were witnessing what had occurred.
There were 2 helicopters arrived with 4 diggers from the 39th Battalion.
We trekked the way the Australian Army did, coming to that last battlefield and having the service. It just brought the whole trip together as a whole. I get goosebumps just thinking about it.
Something I'll never forget.
But it's such a moving ceremony at that point. It's giving me goosebumps now, actually. It's fabulous.
Yeah, I'm getting chills now thinking about it. Like, you see the finish line and you cross the line and you've achieved.
I can't even put it into words. I can tell people, I can show them photos, but it doesn't do it justice. And
I've now walked with Getaway 4 times, different places around the world, and I will not use another trek company for my future treks.